Hello, and welcome back to another video. So, why first impressions matter? Why first impressions matter? That's a very good question. Why do they matter? Or specifically, how quickly can you tell that something is going to be for you? So I have a general rule with games, which is the first 10 minutes are kind of everything. They're everything. Now, they're not the whole experience, but they are the first and most important part of it. If the game, the film, the music, whatever, can't get you hooked in the first 10 seconds, minutes, hours, then it's not worth it. Generally will not be worth following on with. So, I've picked out 6 games. 3 I like, 3 I hate. And what my impressions of those are. So, those are the 3 I hate. So, I guess we'll alternate. And we'll start with one I dislike intensely. Sunset Overdrive. So, first 10 minutes of Sunset Overdrive. Sunset Overdrive is an open world action, platformer, adventure, shooter sort of thing by the lovely people at Insomniac, Ratchet and Clank fame. And they made a game for Xbox One. Here's the kicker. Sony bought out Insomniac and now they own this game. So, yet another exclusive gone down the toilet. Thanks, Microsoft. Fuck you. So, what did I think of Sunset Overdrive? Sunset Overdrive opens up with you as a, quite frankly, extremely egotistical and arrogant arsehole, attending a sort of drinks launch. A midnight party drinks launch that turns everyone around you into zombies. You then proceed to go out on foot, do a bunch of parkour, grind on rails like it's Sonic the Hedgehog, 2006 edition, and shoot some zombies. And tower defense. Without the towers. Yay. Defense missions. No, thank you. Do I think this leaves a bad taste in my mouth? Yes. The first 10 minutes did not fill me with anything other than regret. So I bought that game for a tenner. Did it come out? 2014. I bought it in 2015. I bought it in 2015. Or was it 2016? 2016. Bought it in 2016 for £10 and it wasn't worth it then. It's not worth the £2 I paid for it again now. At all. It just isn't. It's a... So the first impression really is, here's a world that's very boring. Here's some gameplay that's pretty generic even for the time. And, to be honest, isn't a lot of fun to play. Your character's an arsehole. The writing is terrible. It starts and basically ended for me playing it with a fucking defense mission that sucked. The guns aren't interesting. The art style is obnoxious and, quite frankly, horribly ugly. And this is all within the first 10 minutes. All within the first 10 minutes I'm going, yeah. Compare that to another Xbox title. Halo. Halo 1 is a game I adore. I'll get onto my first 10 minutes with Halo, but we'll talk about the first impression. So my first impression of Halo was the Silent Cartographer. I was around my friend's house. He had an Xbox original, a time where I think I had a GameCube. I had a GameCube, and I got obsessed with it. Because he lands in the Pelican. You get out on the beach. You're shooting crap loads of dudes with a gun that fires like 100 bullets a second. And it's awesome. But even the first level goes, right, cool, big spaceship. You're on the run from something. Here's a big ring. Big ring world. It's a world that's a big ring that's an artificial construct. The plan is, wake up the super soldier in the basement, get off the ship. First 10 minutes, admittedly, First impressions, cool. Then you run around, figure out the controls, do the up and down thing. You have the little tutorial section teaching you how shields guns, and then you're out the door. And there's explosions everywhere. And it's awesome. It's genuinely so good. And in comparison, it's like we lost our way. It's like people forgot how to make a decent game. Which is baffling, but here we are. So, in Halo's case, it's a combination of the lore, the story, and the gameplay. But the gameplay is not, you get a gun. You do get a gun in the first 10 minutes of Halo. You do. You get the pistol, and that little encounter after you get the pistol. So, you turn around the corner, you pull the pistol out, you shoot a grunt straight in the face. That grunt collapses, there's 2 others, you blow their heads off, and then literally 2 seconds later, you have the assault rifle gunning down an entire squad of them and their commander. All within the first 10 minutes after seeing this ship ravaged and destroyed and blown up, all as we're trying to get to this ring. It's crazy, and it's awesome, and it's it's fast-paced, and it's action-orientated. This is a cutscene. It's a cutscene going, there's zombies now, could have a drink. You get knocked unconscious, and then you wake up, and you're a douchebag. And it's like, cool. Whoop-de-doo. I don't care. There are better open-world games that have better openings. For example, Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild, you step out, you run up the hill, you see the entirety of Hyrule for you to go and run around in. It was only later that I went, wow, this game sucks. But that's sort of the exception to my general rule, which is first impressions are everything. They are. They really are. And I was really invested in Breath of the Wild until that point. And then I hated it. Let's go on to another game. The first 10 minutes. Stormrise. Stormrise is I use the term very loosely here, real-time strategy with a innovative method of controlling your soldiers, which is your camera is latched onto any unit, on any one unit at any given time. You cannot move it freely. And they went, hey, let's use the right thumbstick to flick to the different units on the battlefield. It sucks. And it has a strong start. As a strong start, it goes, right. Massive storms ravage the surface of the Earth. A good chunk of humanity goes into cryostasis. But not all of it. Not all of it. A good chunk of them have to survive. Without that, they have to survive without cryoprotection and advanced technology. They have to survive on the surface of a planet that is actively trying to kill them for the next 200 to 300 years. Then it plonks you in gameplay. It's why the first 10 minutes are important. The first 10 minutes of something, you're going to go, it has time. That time is enough for you to change your mind. Now, that's not the case for all things. For example, it took me 4 separate attempts to like Red Faction Guerrilla. Now I think it's the best one in the series. Bar none. Easily. Story's boring, but its gameplay's awesome. Stormrise, No. The thing is, there are other games like that. F-Zero GX. F-Zero GX is a game I really like. It's a game I'm very bad at. And it has controls that are finicky. But this is about skill. This is about bad game design. So, F-Zero GX opens up. There's this weird dude in black latex who's just defeated a guy. Here's a big menu full of stuff. Go. That's it. That's its first impression. It shows you a cutscene and then it dumps you on the main menu and goes, go for it. Go for it. Halo, sort of the same thing. But it dumps you on the main menu with the best music it could possibly give. And you're tempted to press start. This, on the other hand, goes, yep, here's a cutscene. Here's what's happening. It's weird. It's fast. Go crazy. Done. You jump in your first race and you realise very, very, very quickly this game is going to beat you with a stick. But it's that first impression that's the crucial moment. Now, I'm bad at F-Zero, but but I love it as a franchise. It's one of my favourite Nintendo ones, bar none. I'm still in the process of getting all of them, and it's going to take a while. GX was the last one until like 2 years ago when they went, hey, F-Zero 99, and it sucked. I played it for like a day, and I got rid of it, because it's just, no battle royales for me. No thank you, no thanks, go away. Yes, excellent, Bri. So this was the last game in the franchise, as far as I'm concerned, worth playing. And it really is the pinnacle of everything F-Zero, and it teaches you in that first race, if you jump into those tutorials straight away, it teaches you that this is going to be hard. But it teaches you it's going to be fair, because it's your fault if something goes wrong. It is not the game. The controls are that tight that any error is your fault. It's the most razor wire game. It's the most, could be bad, could be good, could be bad, could be amazing, could be shit, could be the best racing game on the GameCube. Apart from Double Dash. And maybe Wave Race Blue Storm, but anyway. The best one. It teeters that line. And that first impression in the first race you do, be it tutorial or single or whatever, Grand Prix, so you just jump straight in, doesn't matter. That first 10 minutes, that first 10 seconds is going to teach you how brutal this game is, but how it is your fault if you fuck up. And that's a very hard thing to do. In comparison to, we've got bad controls and you're going to have to put up with it for the whole game. No, I'm not, because after 10 minutes I was done. Stormrise is a game I traded in, bought again, traded in, bought again, traded in, bought again. I bought this copy for £1 9 years into that fucking mess, and I went, you know what, I'm never selling it again. Because I hated it that much, but I kept buying it, because I was like, I want every strategy game on the Xbox 360. So, here we are. It taints my shelf with its presence. F-Zero does not. It glorifies it. Moving on, though. This next game's a weird one, because I hate it. It makes a bad first impression, in terms of its gameplay. But it makes a very good impression with its story. And it makes a very good impression with its setting. And its general weirdness. Too Human. Who talks about Too Human these days, apart from going, wow, that game sucked? It does. Yeah, I keep going back to it. I keep playing it, and I'm like, there's something here. There's something here. And that something there is in the first 10 minutes. It is. You open up with a guy rescuing Balder from hell, breaking some kind of ancient treaty that's been in effect for hundreds, thousands of years. Who knows? And then you get to the gameplay, and then you get into the gameplay where you're controlling this guy who's a cybernetic Norse god, where combat's mapped to the right thumbstick. Yay. Instead of the camera, like it fucking should be, and maybe adding X, Y, B as maybe heavy, light, and medium attacks, instead, it's all mapped to the thumbstick, and it's a dungeon crawler, and you just get endlessly swarmed with monsters that make it incredibly difficult to actually run away, and you're constantly being pelted with missiles and blah, 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 blah. And it's terrible. It's mind-numbingly bad. Yet, the setting's really interesting. The characters are sort of interesting. The concept is interesting. Yet. So we've had games that are shit and make a bad first impression. Games that are shit and make a bad first impression. Games that are good and make a good first impression. A game that makes a mixed impression. So we've had bad, we've had good, we've got mixed. The story and the setting's really interesting. The gameplay is terrible. It just is. It's hot garbage. Yeah, it's something I keep coming back to. By contrast, Dishonored isn't bad. Not at all. However, its intro, its first 10 minutes, do not, much like this, do not tell you what the core gameplay is going to be. As you get further into this game, arguably the better 2 Human gets. It's the same for Dishonored. The more into Dishonored you get, the first 10 minutes, you don't even have powers. You don't get powers until the 2nd, 3rd level in. And even then, you don't have enough of the upgrade points to get more than maybe 1. So you have to slowly build up to it. But the first 10 minutes are important in Dishonored because of the setting. It goes, there's a rat plague. There's a conspiracy. There is a conspiracy, and the Empress, who you're clearly emotionally, your character is emotionally and romantically involved with, dies, and you are framed for the murder. And then you have to escape a prison as a result of that. And brilliant. Fantastic. Excellent. Gameplay-wise, it's merely okay. So, Dishonored is an immersive sim. Basically, the more you play it, the more complex the gameplay becomes, the more tools you have essentially at your disposal to carry out these missions. And it's awesome. It's awesome. It's really genuinely very good. The setting, the story, the characters, the gameplay shit. The setting, the story, the characters, the gameplay gets really good. That's that fine line that I was talking about with F-Zero GX. That thin line of the first 10 minutes making you go, there's something here that's worth playing. Unlike these, which doesn't. Within the first 10 minutes of playing Sunset Overdrive, I knew. I was like, nah. Within the first 10 minutes of playing Stormrise, same thing. I went, no, bad. And that was coming off of Halo Wars. I bought that new. It was shocking. It was garbage. So, first 10 minutes matter. First impressions matter. But they don't always. The thing is, you will occasionally go back to stuff. I keep coming back to 2 Human, and I don't like this game, but I also kind of do. I can't say the same for these two, but 2 Human's that exception. I didn't like Red Faction Guerrilla. It grew to. So the first 10 minutes are vitally important. But sometimes things deserve a second chance. Anyway, that's it for another week. I'm not sure what we're going to do next week. Maybe something to do with recent pickups. We could do recent pickups. That'd be pretty cool. I actually got quite a lot of stuff recently that I will be going over. So, yeah, looking forward to that. And maybe the week after we'll do the new Games Room tour, because I keep putting it off because I'm stupid. So, yeah, that'll be next week. That'll be the week after. Maybe. We'll see. Anyways, guys, that is me signing off. Have a good time.